Let's talk about why this detective was indicted on felony charges after a botched child predator operation. But first, I want you to help me unpack this logic of why the founder of said anti-trafficking organization was accusing me of freeing 70 child predators who will statistically grape and unalive 4,970 children. So I'm just going to ask you some questions, and hopefully you're logical enough to help me understand if these accusations even make sense before we go into this crazy, wild story of how the guilty project and deflect, because only the guilty fear the truth. Super quick recap. An organization called Veterans for Child Rescue. They don't rescue children, though, but they say they combat child trafficking. But what they do is set up online operations where they identify local pedos who want to meet up with children. So that's called online solicitation of a minor. That's just, by the way, not the same thing as child trafficking. Okay, so they set up an operation in Millersville, Tennessee in May of 2024, and I assisted as a chatter. A month after this operation, still no warrants were issued, and the founder goes public and starts accusing me of obstructing justice and making phone calls that resulted in 70 or 71 warrants being ripped up. That's interesting. So then mid-July 2025, 2 months after the op, still no warrants, still nothing really happening, I do an interview with News Channel 5 to expose the truth because of all these crazy accusations and because Craig's too cowardly to respond to me directly. Anyways, in September 2024, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation raided Millersville Police Station. And then in January 2025, two of those detectives that were in that op that I assisted with in May 2024 tried to sue me, saying that I falsified evidence and that I exposed undercover detectives and that I was trafficking children and all these other provably false claims that I am happy to walk everybody through with receipts. So that also was an additional series of lies that forced the truth to be further unpacked, and believe I am detailed when I present receipts. So then in July of 2025, this detective was indicted on felony charges. And actually, you know what the irony is? Craig Sawyer also was accusing me of being a felon and a criminal. It's interesting to me how many of these false accusations were projections, right? Because like, logic number one, let's keep it simple. If any of this was true, including the RICO claims and all these other criminal accusations he made against me, yes, defamation per se, but like if any of it were true, you'd see something by now, correct? I wouldn't be able to be an executive at a government tier 1 training facility training law enforcement if any of that were true. Okay, so before I unpack the whole story for you, answer these 3 questions for me if you're logical. Does a 2-month delay after a sting operation with no warrants issued, is that normal to you? Does that probably indicate something's wrong if no warrants have been signed off on?